Hello everyone, I welcome you to APTI PLUS and I am Neeraj Nachiketa, Senior Faculty of Environment and Science and Technology. And as you know that prelims exam of UPSC 2024 has been conducted on Sunday 16th of June, and now you know what type of questions have been asked. Right, the questions are such a way that it tests not only basic theoretical understanding of students, right, going through every area of general studies. At the same time, UPSC is also trying to test right understanding from current affairs, general awareness, general knowledge part of it. Now, when it comes to environment and science and technology, what I teach in APTI PLUS Academy, now environment question out of 100 question in GS paper, here what we find is that the question, if we take the question here, that is around 16 questions are there. As you know that environment is a very dynamic subject. What do you mean by dynamic subject here? That means you have to be prepared with not only the core theoretical areas, but also current affairs. And now the current affairs part has become really very important along with the subject of environment ecology. Same is true for science and technology also. General science, which include biology and all other parts, at the same time technological aspect like defense technology, emerging new technology, right, space and astronomy, all those areas, if we take together health and all this one. So science and technology, if you look at, now this year exam 2024, there are 14 questions. Again, it is a dynamic in nature. So you have to know not only the concepts, facts, applications, but also current developments in the newspapers like the Hindu paper, Indian Express. At the same time, PIB, Press Information Bureau updates, plus Yojana Kurukshetra, that means multiple sources, websites, you have to be aware of this. Now in this area, so if you take 30 questions, so almost you know that out of 100 questions, 30 questions are there. So this is basically game changer. So what I'll do in this session, I will take up questions first from environment and then to the science and technology, and you will try to understand how the nature of questions have been changing over the years and what exactly UPSC is looking into the such kind of subjects there. So we are going to discuss all this one, and we will see the model answer also there. Let's go through it one by one. So I am discussing set A. I'm taking the question from set A and I'm going through the explanation one by one. So let us start with the part of it here. So first question that comes from question number 16. Now what we find is that now UPSC has given one subject together 10, 12, 15 questions, then another subject 10, 12, 15 questions at a stretch, rather than having a chunk like 4 or 5 questions, then 4 or 5 questions other subject, 4 or 5 questions other subject, mixed type. Instead of that, one subject at one go, 12, 15 questions, another subject, 12, 15 questions, and between 1 or 2 questions from mix up type of thing. So question number 16, set A, after questions of geography, there are environment questions there. And you know environment is linked with geography. So it is a very simple question, and I have been covering this topic in my classroom program continuously. And I have been telling students that be prepared for this particular area of topic, pitland. You know that what is a pitland? Pitland is a type of wetland, just like you know swamp, marshy areas, right, fen, bog. So pitland is made of pit. What is pit? Pit is formed because of dead, decayed plant materials. And it is said that pitland is called ancient marshy land. Where do you find pitland distributed worldwide? The one of the largest tropical pitland is the Congo in Africa. Then comes Indonesia, Southeast Asia. Then the part of Europe like Scotland and all, Scottish pitland and all this. And today pitland is being threatened because of extraction from the pitland for fossil fuel. Now I've been also telling in the classroom that pitland is the largest terrestrial carbon sink. It captures CO2 gas because of the plants which live in those pitland. Is like a wetland and absorbs CO2 gas. Now damage to pitland can result into more emissions of carbon there and resulting into global warming, climate change there. This part I have been telling continuously in my classroom, and this time question has come there. So let me read the question here. One of the following regions has the world's largest, see here is given, world's largest tropical peatland, which holds about 3 years worth of global carbon emission. That is 3 years of global carbon emissions have been stored in the peatland. Then what is given, from fossil fuel and the possible destruction of which can exert detrimental effect on the global climate. That means if the loss of peatland is there, it will have direct impact on the global climate. Which one of the following denotes that region? A. Amazon basin, B. Congo basin, C. Kikori basin, D. Rio de la Plata basin. Now again it is linked with geography, area, distribution. इसीलिए मैं बार बार कहता हूं कि जब आप इन्वायरमेंट सब्जेक्ट पढ़ते हैं तो करंट अफेयर्स को साथ साथ में रखना है, जैसे कि ग्लोबल पिटलैंड इनिशिएटिव IUCN के माध्यम से ये किया जा रहा है. ये बात भी मैं क्लास में कई बार बताता हूं कि पिटलैंड, और कई बार तो मैं वीडियो भी दिखाता हूं क्लास में जहां इसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग बेटर बन जाए. और ग्लोबल पिटलैंड इनिशिएटिव करके एक जगह है जहां पे कोंगो में एक जगह है ब्राजीविला डिक्लेरेशन है. ये पिछले 4-5-6 साल से न्यूज में है. और यूपीएससी में केवल मतलब नहीं कि 1 साल का करंट अफेयर्स, इट कैन बी कंटिन्यूएशन प्रोसेस आल्सो देयर. So that's what this topic becomes really very important. The answer is Congo basin. That's what I've said. The answer is B, Congo basin. Amazon basin, you know, Brazil, the part of is the largest tropical rainforest of the world. It also captures carbon, but here the question specifically asked peatland. So Amazon doesn't come into completely there. Now Kikori basin, that is in Papua New Guinea, right? That country. And then when you say Rio de la Plata basin, right? That is a part of Paraguay, Bolivia, those kind of area there, South America. The correct answer is Congo basin. Direct question based on the current aspect and the basic understanding, right? Now moving on to the next question here. Now look at here. Question number 17. हर साल यूपीएससी में ऐसा देखा जाता है कि कुछ ऐसे कंपाउंड या ऐसे सब्सटेंस जिसका हम उपयोग करते हैं अपने डेली लाइफ में और बाद में पता चलता है कि वो पोल्यूटेंट्स हैं, जैसे केमिकल पेस्टिसाइड्स हैं या प्लास्टिक की हम बात कर लें. तो हियर इन द सेम कॉन्टेक्स्ट फ्रॉम करंट अफेयर्स PFAS has been there. What is PFA? Perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl substances, PFAS. ये न्यूज में था, ग्लोबल न्यूज में था, और इसको यूएस के FDA के द्वारा बैन किया गया. So if you look at here with reference to perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl substance, so these are totally chemical substance that are used in making many consumer products. Very clearly, consumer products, what we use in day-to-day life. Consider the following statements. Now, number one, PFAS are found in widespread in drinking water, food and food packaging materials. जैसे प्लास्टिक्स होते हैं, जैसे पॉलीमर की तरह PFAS का भी यूज होता है वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन सिस्टम के मटेरियल में यूज करने के लिए, पैकेजिंग मटेरियल्स के तौर पे जो है, क्योंकि ये रेजिस्टेंट होता है, जल्दी डिग्रेडेबल नहीं होता है. तो उस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में यहाँ पर ये पूछा जा रहा है कि जो हम कंज्यूमर प्रोडक्ट यूज करते हैं, what we use consumer product in that context there. So that is correct here. Now second one, PFAS are not easily degraded in the environment, correct? They're persistent, they stay long term in the environment. Now third statement, persistent exposure to PFAS can lead to bioaccumulation in animal bodies. You know that in environment ecology we study about food chain, and there's, you know, when harmful chemical toxic substance enter food chain, then it gets bioaccumulated in trophic levels of producers and consumers. कंज्यूमर्स में क्या आता है, हर्बीवोर, कार्निवोर, ओमनिवोर. मैन इज ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ द लिविंग वर्ल्ड, तो हमारे बॉडी के अंदर भी वो एक्यूमुलेट करता है ऐसे हार्मफुल सब्सटेंस, यू नो, DDT, केमिकल पेस्टिसाइड्स, हेवी मेटल्स, ऑल दिस कम्स इनटू दैट, राइट? उसी कॉन्टेक्स्ट में यहाँ पर भी PFAS, अब ऐसे सब्सटेंस जो हम यूज कर रहे हैं, जो कि इन्वायरमेंट में जा रहे हैं, एयर, वाटर, लैंड, विच गेट पोल्यूटेड एट द सेम टाइम एंटर्स द फूड चेन एंड बायोअक्युमुलेट, बायोकॉन्सेंट्रेट एंड बायोमैग्नीफाई across the food chain successive trophic level, it magnify. So जब से ऊपर लेवल के जो ऑर्गेनिज्म है सबसे ज्यादा उनको नुकसान होता है. तो ये भी सही है. It linked with the basic concept here. All the three statements are correct. So if you look at the options here, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, 1 to 3. Answer D, 1, 2 and 3. Right? This time environment questions are not difficult. See, I always keep on saying there are questions which will be something which you have not read anywhere, not in a book, not in any newspaper, not in any website, any current affairs, nothing. And the UPSC will drop this. तो वहां कंपटीशन नहीं है. मैं वहां बोलता हूं कि वहां पर कोई कंपटीशन नहीं है. देयर इज नो कंपटीशन देयर। अगर आपको नहीं पता है, एकेडमिक लेवल क्वेश्चन है, कहीं से ड्रॉप किया गया है, तो किसी और को भी नहीं पता होगा जल्दी, अनलेस अनटिल वो उस बैकग्राउंड का एस्पिरेंट या स्टूडेंट रहा है। ऐसे क्वेश्चंस भी हैं एनवायरमेंट में, आई विल डिस्कस दैट वन। बट कुछ क्वेश्चन डायरेक्ट सिंपल भी हैं, कॉमन अंडरस्टैंडिंग पे सॉल्व हो सकता है, राइट। सो नाउ लेट्स गो टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, क्वेश्चन 18। नाउ सी हियर दिस क्वेश्चन, ये एकेडमिक लेवल क्वेश्चन है। इफ यू गो बैक टू प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस, there was a question about detritivores, which among the following organisms are detritivores, and then the examples were given. Direct question, factual question. This time it has asked about parasitoid. Again direct question, factual question. Either you know or you don't know. तो ऐसे क्वेश्चंस में आपको नहीं पता है तो रिस्क नहीं लेना है, you have to leave it, skip the question. But I'll give you the answer here. To consider the following: carabid beetles, right? Centipedes, flies, termites, wasps. Parasitoid species are found in how many of the above kind of organism? And last year pattern of exam, only 2, only 3, only 4, all 5. There's option given here. So if you look at here, तो पहला ये समझना है कि parasitoid होता क्या है ना? This part जो है कि parasitoid, if you look at, so parasitoid, if you take the example in this context, parasite you all know that, and a parasite आपको पता है, which live on the host. Now these are the insect which these are insect, right, which is parasite on other insect. Sometimes they could be acted as a biopesticide. The other insect become host. और ऐसे इंसेक्ट बायोपेस्टिसाइड की तरह काम करता है, बायो इंसेक्टिसाइड का काम करता है, because they can kill other insect. They live on the other host and they destroy and kill the other host, which is also an insect. Host is also insect. अब यहां दिया गया beetles, carabid beetles. ये जो बीटल्स होते हैं एज एन इंसेक्ट, इसको हम बायो इंसेक्टिसाइड, बायो पेस्टिसाइड भी यूज करते हैं. दैट मीन दे कैन बी एज अ पैरासाइट ऑन अदर इंसेक्ट. तो दिस इज करेक्ट देयर. देन व्हाट यू सी इन द ऑप्शन, सेंटीपीड, मिलीपीड, ये जो है ये भी एक तरह का, मतलब दिस कुड बी पैरासिटॉइड एज अ पैरासाइट ऑन द अदर वन as a host and can derive the nutrition. ठीक है. Then given flies, certain type of flies could be there, not all type. कुछ type fly होते हैं जो कि दूसरे पे as a parasite के तौर पे काम हो सकता है. ठीक है. अब यहाँ दिया termite. Termite is not parasitoid. आप Google सर्च करेंगे, you will get to know that this termite, you know that, right? दीमक. वो दूसरे वो दीमक होते हैं, अपने वो जगह पे जो भी चीजें मिलता है वहां पर अपना ब्रेक डाउन करते हैं, वो है ना. उसके अंदर पैरासाइट हो सकता है, लेकिन टर्माइट एज अ होल इज नॉट अ पैरासाइट ऑन अदर्स. एंड देन कमिंग टू वास्प, तो वास्प आर पैरासाइट, राइट. वास्प होते हैं, एंड दिस वास्प समटाइम ऑन कैटरपिलर दे कैन बी पैरासाइटिक वास्प. कई बार बोलते भी है पैरासाइटिक वास्प, right, which can be caterpillar on or butterflies can be the part of it. कहने का मतलब है जिनको इसके बारे में पूरी जानकारी है, those who are aware of all these things. And nowadays environment questions are linked with biological part, living world and biology part. As you know, ecology is the subject, the mother science is biology, life science. A good understanding of biology is required for ecological concepts. Now UPSC is getting to such kind of questions, right? This is what you find here. So here given options, right, only 4 of them are there. So answer will be here C, only 4. Now moving on to the next question. Now this is from the geography. I'll not take completely environment but geography. How the environment ecology comes? Nitrogen fixation, leguminous varieties, legumes, right? Leguminous varieties where nitrogen get fixed, by rhizobium bacteria. You know that legume plant and all. Nitrogen cycle, you read about that. That is what linkage there. But in agriculture, as a part of geography also you come across. Biology also comes. What type of plant is that? Botany, part of it. So यहाँ पे word होता है Fabaceae. When you come across, you know this is a Fabaceae. Legumes, we will talk about legumes, right? दलहन के जो पौधे होते हैं, इसको Fabaceae है ना, Fabaceae जो होते हैं Fabaceous प्लांट होते हैं, एंड लेग्यूम के अंदर ही सारे आते हैं. पी जो है, फिर उसी के अंदर सोयाबीन आता है, देन यू नो ऑल द डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ चिकपी, काउपी, ये जितने भी इस टाइप के जो एग्जांपल्स हैं, राइट, ऑल कम्स इनटू दैट. So if you look at this question in the option, direct question, which has been given there, groundnut, horse gram, soybean, right? And if you do the search, you'll get to know that मूंगफली, Fabaceae, leguminous varieties, then soybean, you know, pea family, leguminous varieties. Same way here, horse gram. और ये फैक्चुअल है. एग्रीकल्चर से भी लगातार 3-4 क्वेश्चंस आजकल आ रहे हैं. एंड एग्रीकल्चर इज वेरी डायनेमिक सब्जेक्ट. It is linked with geography, economy, environment, right? Science and technology, every area. And not only prelims exam, even the mains exam questions are there. Right? I have a book, Disha publication, 360-degree approach to agriculture. और मैंने ये सारे चीज कवर किया है अपने किताब में. I am writer of number of books there, and I have already been covering all those kind of topics there. And I have been always saying that agriculture subject can be taught as a standalone. Because it is again a dynamic subject, connecting with every areas there, है ना, अलग अलग विषय को जुड़ा हुआ है. और एग्रीकल्चर हर तरह से सोशल, इकोनॉमिक, गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी, विज्ञान, पर्यावरण, राइट, भूगोल, सबसे जुड़ जाता है. इवन इतिहास से भी जुड़ जाता है. ये चीज मैंने प्रयास अपनी किताब में किया है, दिशा पब्लिकेशन का 360-degree अप्रोच टू एग्रीकल्चर. एंड आई हैव बीन टेलिंग दिस इन द क्लासरूम दैट कि प्लीज गो थ्रू इट बिकॉज इट विल हेल्प यू अ लॉट, राइट. तो ये चीज है यहाँ पर. तो ऑल ऑफ दिस, ओनली वन, ओनली टू, ऑल थ्री, राइट. सी एज एन आंसर. नाउ गोइंग टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. क्वेश्चन नंबर, लेट मी गो टू द क्वेश्चन नंबर 20. Statement type question here. A very important question UPSC has given here. Flying fox. Consider the following statements about flying fox. यहाँ word use किया गया vermin. Here the word has been used vermin. Indian flying fox as a vermin category. Now first of all, if the student know what is Indian flying fox, it is not a fox. And every year, you know, question come from a species. Indian flying fox is a bat. ये एक प्रकार का चमगादड़ है और ये यूनिक थ्रेटेड स्पीसीज है इंडिया का. स्पीसीज बेस्ड क्वेश्चन आता ही आता है उसमें. एंड इज गिवन वर्मिन अंडर द कैटेगरी ऑफ वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट 1972 अंडर अवर इंडियन लॉ टू प्रोटेक्ट वाइल्ड लाइफ. नाउ व्हाट इज द वर्मिन हियर? सी व्हेन यू से वर्मिन, तो व्हाट इज वर्मिन? वेयर द नंबर इंक्रीज, population increase, and is cause nuisance or problem to humans. So they are declared as vermins by the government. ये ऐसे एनिमल्स होते हैं जो जिसकी संख्या में इंक्रीज होने के कारण फसल को नुकसान पहुंचाते हैं, पेड़ों को नुकसान पहुंचाते हैं, है ना, मनुष्य के लिए एक तरह का हानिकारक हो जाता है, जबकि वो थ्रेटेंड है. उसका प्रोटेक्शन वाइल्ड लाइफ प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट के अंदर है. बट सिंस द नंबर ड्यू कोर्स ऑफ टाइम हैज इंक्रीज्ड and is increasing and causing problem to agriculture, forestry, horticulture, all those areas which are directly connected to human existence. So there is a provision under the law, Wildlife Protection Act, to bring such animal under Schedule 5, which is the earlier part of Wildlife Protection Act, you know, Schedule 1 to 5 on animals and Schedule 6 on plant. Older what I am saying. Although we have now 2021, we have amended Wildlife Protection Act 1972 and we have brought CITES appendix and we have rationalized the Schedule 1 to 6. And अभी हाल ही में उसमें संशोधन किया गया, बदलाव किया गया. और सबसे बड़ा कंट्रोवर्सी यही था, न्यूज में था ये, कि अर्लियर जो वर्मिन का जो प्रोविजन पुराने लॉ में था, the government has now removed that provision because earlier the state had the power, because you know wildlife is a concurrent list, both center and state can regulate it. तो पहले क्या था कि स्टेट गवर्नमेंट कैन ब्रिंग एन एनिमल टू वर्मिन कैटेगरी बाय शेड्यूल 5 एंड अलाउ द killing of such animals. नीलगाय को लेके, ब्लू बुल नीलगाय, there was a controversy with respect to that in Haryana state, and even this one, flying fox also, southern state, South India, there was a problem. It was in the news. If you are following newspaper, you will be able to solve this question there. After so many controversy, what central government has done, now we have amended Wildlife Protection Act and removed this power of declaring vermin by the state government. Now the central government has the power to declare vermin. Schedule 5 has been scrapped. तो ये कहीं ना कहीं चर्चा का विषय रहा है, कहीं ना कहीं न्यूज में रहा है, इसलिए यूपीएससी में क्वेश्चन आया हुआ है, राइट? दैट्स व्हाट द क्वेश्चन हैज बीन आस्क्ड. तो ये दिस स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट, दिस स्टेटमेंट नंबर 1 इज करेक्ट, राइट? नाउ स्टेटमेंट 2, the last year the new pattern of asking questions in the exam. The Indian flying fox feeds on the blood of other animals. Now, very important what I have said, biological concepts, biology linked with species, like UPSC asked on elephants, matriarchal society, the gestation period. Now, biological behavior or about that biological aspect of the animal or the species, now UPSC is asking question. Second is based on that, the feeding habit, whether it's omnivore, carnivore, herbivore, whether they depend on blood of other animals, and is what is a bat, is a type of bat species, चमगादड़ का प्रकार है ये. तो ये जो पार्ट है, अगर जिसने थॉरली पढ़ रखा है, who has gone through the topic very well, will be able to solve. This is wrong statement, this is incorrect statement. Why? They are frugivorous. This is a Indian flying fox is a frugivorous. What do you mean by frugivorous? They feed on fruits. You know, sometimes fruit bat. And आपने पढ़ा होगा निपा वायरस के बारे में. Fruit bat is the host of Nipah virus. Frugivorous, they feed on the fruits. And since it has been declared vermin, why? Because the number of this Indian flying fox increase in population. So they affect the fruits in the orchard. They damage orchard. फ्रूट ऑर्चर्ड, क्योंकि उनका भोजन क्या है? फल है. तो जो फलों का जो बगान होता है, वहां पे उसकी अगर संख्या बढ़ जाए, ये इंडियन फ्लाइंग फॉक्स यानी चमगादड़ जो है बैट, तो फ्रूट्स को डैमेज करेगा, एंड दैट इज गोइंग टू इम्पैक्ट द इकोनॉमिक एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द पीपल हु हैज दैट ऑर्चर्ड. तो यह यूपीएससी ने बारीकी से क्वेश्चन पूछा कि वेदर यू नो द ब्लड और समथिंग थिंग, इट इज नॉट अ ब्लड ऑफ द एनिमल्स. दिस इज रॉन्ग. A very simple question here. Statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is wrong. So here, so if you look at the answer in this case, right? If you take the answer here, so what will be answer here? If you take the answer here, I'll just erase this part of. If you look at the answer here, the statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is incorrect, right? That is what comes here. So this one, so answer will be here C. C for Chennai. Statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is correct, incorrect. ठीक है? So now let's go on to the next question here. Now look at question 21. Simple direct question. You have been reading from the childhood that cicada, झिंगूर जो होता है ना, झिंगूर जो साउंड देता है, जैसे साइलेंट वैली. साइलेंट वैली इज साइलेंट बिकॉज देयर इज नो सच झिंगूर और cicadas. So there is no noise. Cicada is a kind of insect, है ना? पहले सुनाई देता था, अब नहीं सुनाई. फ्रॉग होपर, यू नो, ग्रास होपर, फ्रॉग होपर, अगेन द इंसेक्ट. पॉन्ड स्केटर इज अगेन इंसेक्ट. सो इट इज अ सी एज एन आंसर. बर्ड्स, फिश, इंसेक्ट, रेप्टाइल्स. डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन एंड सिंपल क्वेश्चन. अगर किसी को फिगर आउट हो जाए कि एग्जैक्टली क्या है, कैन इजली सॉल्व देयर. सो द आंसर हियर इज द इंसेक्ट्स, राइट? सिंपल क्वेश्चन asked in the exam. Answer is insects here. C as an answer there. Right? Now let's go to the next question. Question 22. Chewing gums. Very interesting question. Chewing gum के बारे में क्वेश्चन पूछा गया, which we use, right? और आपने देखा it is not easily broken down. and it remains there. Even after chewing so much time, it remains there. It's a very interesting day-to-day life, what we use in day-to-day life. Based on that, this question is there. Let's look at the question here. Many chewing gums, right, found in the market are considered source of environmental pollution. If when chewing gum which we use and we spit, wherever floor, soil, water, they're not broken down easily. It's almost like a leather, because leathery kind of thing there. So considered a pollutant, that's again correct. Now statement 2, many chewing gums contain plastic as a gum base. Why it is a pollutant? Because it is non-biodegradable. It persists in the environment. And why it persists in the environment? Because it uses vinyl, polyvinyl chloride, some kind of polymers which are normally used in plastics as a base. Now when we chew it, that base which is there, and almost just like plastic, it has a kind of a plastic kind of thing there. Recently what has happened here? Plastic has been found in the human blood. Microplastic, this I've been teaching in the classroom. I've been telling all this in the classroom about plastic pollution. And the plastic has been now found in the blood. So now let's say chewing gum, toothpaste, all those kind of material what we use in day-to-day life, which are made of plastic. And again, another thing which people use, the chewing gums, right? And this plastic, the one we are chewing, so when we chew in the mouth, they broke into small pieces of plastic, and that will go into the body, inside body, will affect the organs and affect the human health. This is correct. This is also correct. And why it is pollution? Question is about pollution because of this one, plastic being as a pollutant, non-biodegradable. So statement 1 and 2 both are correct, and statement 2 supports statement 1. A as an answer. Here answer is A. Both statement 1 and 2 are correct, and 2 explains the statement 1 as a pollutant. So answer is A here. A simple question which was asked in the exam, question 22, right? So here answer is A. ठीक है? Environment का question में आसानी से कोई भी 16 क्वेश्चन में 10 क्वेश्चन आराम से सॉल्व कर सकता है, and 20 marks, it matters a lot. One can easily qualify the prelims exam, right? So moving on here, so answer is here A. Now let's look at the next question here. Now this is a difficult question. This question is not easy, it's difficult and it's completely factual. That's why I've been always saying that there will be such kind of surprise questions in the exam. इसका ना तो सर ना तो पैर, कुछ भी पता नहीं है, कभी आपने सुना नहीं, कभी आपने पढ़ा नहीं, हो सकता कुछ नाम आपने पढ़ा हो लेकिन पूरा आपको आइडिया नहीं है. ऐसे क्वेश्चंस हर साल एग्जाम में रहेंगे. UPSC will give such kind of questions. So there is no competition as such. You don't have to worry about the competition part. If you are not aware, take my word, lakhs of other candidates, aspirants, they are also not aware. And as a factual questions, if you are not sure, skip it. There is no competition. आपको 100 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं करना है, आपको इतना करना है कि आप कुछ लक्ष्मण रेखा जो है, जो कट ऑफ को वो क्वालिफाई कर जाए. That has to be your target. So ऐसे क्वेश्चंस में ज्यादा दिमाग लगाने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. If you are really aware, you have read somewhere, then mark it. Otherwise, skip it. But I'll give you the answer here. See, given here, this Indri. Indri is very similar to lemur. See, lemur is kind of a animal which is found in tropical forest. They're nocturnal in nature. Lemurs are nocturnal in nature. They're found in tropical forest in northeast. We have lories, slow lories, slender lories. Lemur you will find in where? Madagascar. You know, Madagascar is an island in Indian Ocean. So, it's not here. Brazil is wrong. Basically, this is found in Madagascar. And you know, Madagascar is a biodiversity hotspot. Madagascar is a biodiversity hotspot. What is biodiversity hotspot? which has high level endemism of plant and animal species, plus more than 70% its primary vegetation, original vegetation, has been lost because of human development. So Madagascar comes into that Indian Ocean. Now elk. Elk is a type of deer. ये कहीं ना कहीं आपने पढ़ा होगा elk के बारे में. Now it is not in Indonesia. It is in the USA, not America. Southwest America, right? This used to be there. Now endangered. Now it is almost bring to extinction. उसका नंबर बहुत कम हो चुका है. Right? See, USA also comes into hotspot. Like particularly you know that western side में क्या है? California. California floristic province is a biodiversity hotspot of USA. But now number has gone down. Now coming to bonobo, is a primate, like a great ape, you know, monkeys, and is very near to very close to chimpanzee. Close to chimpanzee. You know, our ancestor, our nearest ancestor in terms of evolution, apes are there, chimpanzee and all this. And bonobo is very similar to, looks like a chimpanzee. It's very similar to, close to chimpanzee, and is a part of a Congo part of Africa, Ghana and Congo. Again, this is kind of a hotspot kind of area. See, indirectly, if you look at, this is kind of a questions picked up the species from biodiversity hotspots of the world. and वहां से क्वेश्चन उठाया, तो ये भी गलत है. हर साल यूपीएससी में ऐसे क्वेश्चन आते हैं जहां पर कुछ क्वेश्चंस होते हैं जिसमें नन आंसर होता है, और जैसे लास्ट ईयर पैटर्न ओनली वन, ओनली टू, ऑल थ्री, नन. अब यहां पर अगर आपको श्योर आपको पता है तभी आप मार्क कर सकते हो, नहीं तो आपका यहाँ एलिमिनेशन काम नहीं करेगा. ओनली वन, ओनली टू एंड दिस वन, एंड यू विल एंड अप विद रॉन्ग आंसर. अगर आपने गेस वर्क किया तो आपका आंसर गलत हो जाएगा. तो ऐसे क्वेश्चन को छोड़ देना चाहिए. इफ यू आर अवेयर देन यू कैन गो अहेड, राइट. सो हियर आंसर इज नन. हियर आंसर इज अ नन. करेक्ट, इसका आंसर नन है. डी एज एन आंसर, नन एज एन आंसर. तीनों पेयर गलत है. All three pairs are wrong, right? So here the answer will be none. So moving on. So this is where a direct question, factual question has been asked in the exam. So you should not be very much worried about it. Okay? So D as an answer here, none. Now moving on, next question. Very interesting question here, question 25. Lions. It has taken 3 animal species, all 3 big cats. Lions, leopards, cheetahs. And India is the home of big cats. Recently, International Big Cat Alliance was started by India. तो कहीं ना कहीं न्यूज में रहता है. And you know, Gir Forest, Gujarat is the home of Asiatic lion. So here, lions do not have particular breeding season. That is mating season, where they mate to give birth. Animal behavior, knowing about animal species. मतलब अगर आप कोई भी चीज न्यूज में पढ़ रहे हो तो आप उसके बारे में पूरा जानकारी होना चाहिए. 360 डिग्री अप्रोच यू नीड टू हैव दैट. ये नहीं कि आपने नाम पढ़ लिया, जगह पढ़ लिया, काम खत्म. उसके एनिमल के बारे में भी पढ़ना बहुत जरूरी है. सो लायंस, अफ्रीकन लायंस, एशियाटिक लायंस. इंडिया इज द होम ऑफ ओनली एशियाटिक लायन, राइट. गिर फॉरेस्ट, गुजरात. तो do not have particular breeding season is correct. That means lions can reproduce throughout the year. उनका कोई particular ऐसा नहीं होता कि monsoon time या winter time, summer time, only they will mate and give birth. वो साल भर में कभी भी कर सकता है, उसका कोई particular season नहीं होता है. Unlike if you look at tigers and other big cats, they have particular defined season, months when they do the breeding. राइट. तो उस समय क्या करते हैं, नेशनल पार्क या सेंचुरी वहां बंद कर दिया जाता है, सो दैट देयर इज नो डिस्टर्बेंस टू द एनिमल्स. लायंस के केस में नहीं, लायंस थ्रू आउट कीप ऑन मीटिंग एंड रिप्रोड्यूसिंग देयर. तो उसका कोई पर्टिकुलर ब्रीडिंग सीजन नहीं है. तो इज करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट. नाउ अनलाइक मोस्ट अदर बिग कैट्स, चीताज, एंड यू नो द चीता इज ऑलवेज इन न्यूज. Now African cheetah from Namibia, South Africa to Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh, that was news. लेकिन वो नहीं पूछा, कुनो के बारे में नहीं पूछा, चीता के बारे में पूछा. And what is going? Cheetahs do not roar. The harna, lion roar, garjan, dhad. Tiger also roar, but cheetahs don't roar. चीता दहाड़ता नहीं है. ये भी सही है. This is also correct. Now, third, unlike male lions, male leopards do not proclaim their territory by scent marking. कह रहे हैं कि लायंस के कंपैरिजन में जो मेल लेपर्ड्स है, मेल लायंस कंपैरिजन, वो अपने टेरिटरी को मार्क सेंट के द्वारा नहीं करता है. स्टेटमेंट इज गिवन, डू नॉट. दिस इज रॉन्ग. मेल लेपर्ड्स, to attract the females, they mark, or their other competitors, they mark the territory with urine or sometime anal. From anal, some kind of a chemicals they release, and they mark the area. This is the area where this leopard belongs, the geographic area. So other male leopards cannot come there, claim that territory by a scent, and that should be through urine or from anal chemicals. यह गलत क्यों है? Do not word यूज किया गया. Do not, ये गलत है. That means male leopards do mark their territory, they claim their territory by releasing urine or some anal chemicals as a scent. So that's why it's wrong there. So 1 and 2 are correct, third is wrong. So if you look at the options here, है ना, यहाँ जो options है, अगर हम ऑप्शन देखें यहाँ पर, सो इन द ऑप्शंस वेरी क्लियरली गिवन हियर. अगर किसी ने ध्यानपूर्वक इसको अच्छे से किया, एंड इट इज वन कैन सॉल्व सच क्वेश्चन हियर. 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, 1 2 3. So the answer will be here 1 and 2. Third statement is wrong. A as an answer here, right? इसका आंसर A है, right? Now let's say moving on. Very interesting question is given here. Now climate change. Question 26. Which one of the following is the correct description of 100 million farmers? करंट अफेयर्स. और कई बार ऐसे भी होते हैं जो हो सकता है हिंदू पेपर में ना हो, इंडियन एक्सप्रेस पे नहीं हो, कहीं कोई करंट अफेयर्स के मटेरियल्स में नहीं हो, एंड यूपीएससी आस्क्स द क्वेश्चन. बट इफ वन कैन मेक इट आउट फ्रॉम द गिवन ऑप्शंस A, B, C, D, that nowadays climate change has become a hot issue, and agriculture sector is impacted because of global warming, climate change. So the platforms and initiatives worldwide to make agriculture resilient in order to fight climate change. So if you look at this question, which one of the following is the correct description of 100 million farmers? A, it is a platform for accelerating the transition towards food and water systems that are net zero, that is carbon neutral, net zero emission, nature positive, and that aims to increase farmer resilience. This is the correct answer. A is an answer. Farm sector, food and water security, nature-based solution, positive nature-based aspect, reducing the carbon emission, organic farming and everything there, and then aims to make agriculture sector resilience from disasters like drought, flood, right, climate change impacts. Now this is the platform by World Economic Forum. You know, Davos, there's a summit of World Economic Forum, WEF. And now this platform is a partnership, collaboration between public and private players, where private companies, private sector, along with public, government-based organization, and agriculture organizations, and all together as a kind of alliance, collaboration, trying to look into agriculture sector as a carbon neutral and again disaster proof, right? ये चीज है. और कई बार मैं ये भी कहता हूं कि जब कोई चीज आप करंट अफेयर से पढ़ते हैं और वहां जो आपको वेबसाइट पे मिलता है डिट्टो सेम टू सेम लैंग्वेज ऑप्शंस में होते हैं, सेम टू सेम इज गिवन इन द ऑप्शन आल्सो देयर. and it is given here. If you see here, the correct same thing is there. If किसी को पता है तो वो चीज है, बाकी ऑप्शन पढ़ने की जरूरत भी नहीं है. It is इंटरनेशनल अलायंस, नेटवर्क ऑफ इंडिविजुअल फार्मिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. और वो कई बार क्या होता है, ऑप्शंस बहुत नजदीक होता है, जिनको पता है they will be able to get the answer, otherwise guess work will lead to wrong answer. तो यहाँ जितने ऑप्शंस होंगे बहुत करीब होगा. All will be talking about agriculture, farming sector, about farmers. तो चारों के चारों ABCD will look same, look correct, but there are certain differences. Like if you look at this one, B as an option given. ये जो B as an option दिया हुआ है, see what is given the B here. If you look at the B here, it is international alliance, network individual farming organization interested supporting strengthening development organic animal husbandry. ये भी सही लगता है. C, it is a digital platform fully integrated with service providers and built on blockchain technology. You know the science and technology, blockchain technology that lets buyers, sellers, third parties trade fertilizer quickly and securely. ये भी लगता है कि फार्म के बारे में बात कर रहा है. D, it is a platform with the mission encouraging the farmers to form farmers product organization, FPOs or agri business consortiums that facilitating the access to global open market to sell their product. तो चारों के चारों ऑप्शन जो है फार्मर्स, फार्म सेक्टर, एग्रीकल्चर लिंक्ड. तो ये बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, जिसको पता है वही कर सकता है. सो हियर द आंसर इज ए इज एन आंसर. अगर आप गूगल करेंगे 100 मिलियन फार्मर्स, वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम, आपको सेम पहला ये ऑप्शन दिखेगा. you'll get the same options. तो ऐसे जो चीजें हैं, जो मैं हर बार बोलता हूं कि inquisitiveness, try to learn more, don't simply read the headline and the article, try to go more depth into that, right? That part comes here. The answer is A here. Now moving on, question 27. Now see, even nowadays environment is connected with energy, environment is connected with agriculture, environment is connected with geography, and environment is connected with biology, general science, and also science and technology. And particularly energy, power generation, energy, science tech. But again connected to environment, where we want to promote non-fossil fuel, renewable power, right? Solar, wind and all this, which I discussed in the classroom also there. And उसके context में यहाँ पे ये मैं टॉपिक पढ़ाता हूँ क्लास में. I teach this topic in the classroom when I take the topic of power or energy in terms of science and technology there. Renewable power generation, MNRE, right? Ministry of Environment, Forest, Climate Change. And very simple question, not difficult question. On grid, off grid, all this comes into that. Now if you see here, this one, battery storage, biomass generators, fuel cells, rooftop solar photovoltaic units. Question is that how many of the above are considered distributed energy resources? See, it's a very simple thing. If anybody understand distributed energy resources, what are energy resources? Power generation. What about distributed? On grid application. Through the power distribution grid, those type of renewable energy can be transmitted. तो किसका यहाँ पूछा जा रहा है कि how many of the above are considered? कंसिडर करने की बात की जा रही है. तो you know rooftop solar photovoltaic, like solar panel. Today we use in home, even solar park. Government is promoting that. So when we generate electricity using solar power, solar energy, not only we can use in the homes for our lighting purpose, but extra power generated we can feed into the grid. And whatever you generate and feed in the grid, that unit, you will get paid by the distribution companies. There's something called net metering. यहाँ एक कॉन्सेप्ट आता है नेट मीटरिंग. अगर आपने सोलर फोटोवोल्टाइक को लगाया है, आप बिजली जनरेट कर रहे हो, केवल अपना यूज करने के साथ जो बच जा रहा है अगर आप ग्रिड में देते हो, तो आपको पावर कंपनी, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कंपनी से पैसे मिलेंगे यूनिट वाइज. उसके लिए नेट मीटर घर पे लगाया जाता है, नेट मीटरिंग करता है. तो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड एनर्जी रिसोर्स है. देन यू नो फ्यूल सेल, बैटरी जो होता है. अभी आजकल जो बात हो रहा है हाइड्रोजन, ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन बेस्ड फ्यूल सेल टेक्नोलॉजी. Hydrogen as a source of power generation, hydrogen with oxygen, water vapor, and then electricity generation. Again, we can distribute it there. Then biomass, agriculture waste, right? Rice husk, coconut shell, sugarcane bagasse, ये सबको हम बर्न करके हीट, थर्मल, एंड देन वाटर टू स्टीम, स्टीम टू जनरेटर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. ये मैं क्लास में बताता हूँ. बायोगैसिफिकेशन, को जनरेशन, थर्मल जनरेशन, पावर जनरेशन कैन बी देयर. एंड अगेन इट कुड बी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड थ्रू ग्रिड. ग्रिड के थ्रू हम डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हैं. और साथ साथ में क्या है, बैटरी स्टोरेज, रिचार्जेबल बैटरी जो होते हैं, सोलर पार्क, वी हैव बैटरी व्हिच स्टोर द एनर्जी. Whatever sources of electricity generation, we can always back up with the battery storage system. And then whatever the electricity is there, we can feed in the grid distribution, which can go to other homes. So here all of this, here, if you look at here, the answer is all of this, all four. Linked with science and technology, this question is there. So answer is here, all four. D as an answer. ठीक है, इसका आंसर डी है. So now let's go to the next one here. Very again very unique question. Again either you know or you don't know. या तो आपको पता है या तो आपको नहीं पता है. ठीक है, ये दो चीज में एक चीज. Interesting question. Now let's look at which one of the following shows a unique relationship with an insect that has co-evolved. I'll underline the main point. Insect co-evolution. They've evolved together. दोनों का विकास एक साथ हुआ है. Co-evolved with it, and that is the only insect that can pollinate this tree. That means the insect which has evolved with the tree, co-evolved, and is the only insect which help in the pollination of that tree. That's the fruit and everything there, right? It's a kind of wasp, fig wasp. The answer is A. You know fig, banyan tree, fig. Right, fig is a type of a species of the tree type and found in Indian subcontinent. है ना, फिग जो होता है तो उसमें एक तरह का वास्प होता है, यू नो, बम्बल बी और लाइक हनी बी वास्प, which has evolved with the tree only over the years of evolution and pollinate the tree in terms of having its flowers and fruits. Biology question linked with environment. You know, the last year there was question which is animal which use the stick to scrap to find out insect for food. Orangutan. If you go 1 year back, 2022 exam, there was a question about a fungal garden, ants. Even UPSC asked the question about a waggle dance, honeybees. एक नया pattern है. This is a very new kind of pattern which is evolving in the exam, where UPSC is asking question, one type of question from the animal world and the unique behavior. Based on that question is being asked. और ये सब चीजें ना तो किताबों में होता है ना कई चीज में नहीं होता. अब एक नई दिशा में यूपीएससी का जाना हो रहा है. UPSC is moving in a certain particular direction and asking such kind of question about the animal world. What do we see around? Do we question inquisitiveness, जिज्ञासा, जो मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ कि हमको फोकस रखना है उसको, तो उसके बेस वहां पे पूछा. डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन, आइदर यू नो और यू डोंट नो. महुआ यू नो, सैंडलवुड यू नो, सिल्क कॉटन. आंसर इज ए, फिग. राइट. सो यहाँ भी ये चीज याद रखना है, इसमें कोई कॉम्पिटिशन नहीं है. आपको अगर नहीं पता है, लाखों जो विद्यार्थी जो एग्जाम दे रहे हैं उनको भी नहीं पता है, और ऐसे क्वेश्चन को अगर आपको नहीं पता है, यू शुड नॉट अटेम्प्ट, यू शुड नॉट डू द गेस वर्क, यू कैन सिंपली स्किप. जो मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ, आपको 100 क्वेश्चन नहीं करना है, एंड देयर विल बी सर्टेन टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन इन द एग्जाम, यू हैव टू मैक्सिमाइज योर स्कोर. तो ऐसे क्वेश्चन यू कैन स्किप देयर इफ यू आर नॉट अवेयर. सो दैट्स द थिंग हियर. नाउ गोइंग अहेड, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन हियर. If I go to the next question here, Question 29. Now you see here. Butterflies, fish, frogs. Simple question. How many of the above have poisonous species among them? All of this. There are butterflies which are poisonous, and they are poisonous to protect themselves from predators. There are fish like eel, which has a stinging ray or eel, which has a poison, which can poison other fish or other predators. Now, frogs, certain type of frogs, they are poisonous in nature. ये आपने कहीं ना कहीं पढ़ा होगा about frog being poisonous. All of these are correct. So answer is all three. C as an answer. Direct question has been asked. ठीक है? So this can be easily make it out through your understanding. Now look at here. Again linked with geography and agriculture. This one. Cashew, papaya, red sanders. How many of the above trees are actually native to India? The question is here, actually. First word is actually. That means originally. वास्तविक तौर पे भारत से native to India. Originally native to the country. Actually part what is used? What is used? Actual. Not brought from somewhere outside and grown. So you know red sanders, Andhra Pradesh, Nallamala Hills, Chittoor, Kadapa, and that part of area, and you know red sanders, and illegal trade happens there. And this is appendix 2 of CITES, CITES, Convention on Trade, International Trade of Endangered Species. There is a appendix 2 where the government control trade, but illegal felling of the trees. You know that Pushpa, Pushpa, right? That movie is based on this illegal kind of a trade of red sanders, correct? So this is true. But what about papaya and cashew? Although we grow today, but is it actually native to India? Direct factual question. Agriculture, geography. So here papaya and this one are not there, right? It's not from there. Papaya is from the, if you look at this one, is from the Mexico, Central America, South America, and then it has come to part of India there. And cashew, you know, part of the Brazil, southwest Brazil, northeast Brazil, not southwest, northeastern Brazil. And they were all introduced to India by foreign invaders, foreigners, Europeans. They brought this to India. So they are not actually native. So that only one is there. There's a 3 red sanders, right? The highly demanded red sanders worldwide. So answer is very simple here. Only one. Again, you know the facts, then you can solve it. So here the answer is this one. A as an answer, right? Now moving on. Simple question is there. So let's go to the next part of the explanation part of it here. So now let's go to the next one here. Question number 31. Now science and technology questions. Right? So I will be now discussing science and technology questions. They're again simple questions. Few of the questions you may not be aware, but others you can make it out. So again, if out of 14 questions linked with current affairs and everything, if anybody is able to solve 8 to 10 questions, that will give edge in the competition. Let's look at this question. Question number 31. Set A, with reference to radioisotope thermoelectric generators, consider the following statements. RTGs are miniature, see here, radioisotope, which uses radioisotopes. Thermoelectric generator, consider following. RTGs are miniature fission reactor. Fission. Now you know worldwide power generation, nuclear power, atomic energy, including India. We have power plants, nuclear power plants. We use uranium, natural uranium-235, which is split by neutrons, slow neutrons, right? Which break into daughter nuclei, release energy. This is what is happening there. But is RTG a fission reactor where the split happens? Concept. if anybody has read about it, know about the concept, will be able to solve. This is wrong. RTG use radioisotopes. See, it uses radioisotopes, but it also uses thermocouple. क्या होता है thermocouple? You have two different metals. One part is heated up, other part is cooler. So what happens? The electrons start flowing from that one end of thermocouple to another, and that generate electric current. इसमें thermocouple use होता है with two metals, metal 1, metal 2, and one metal is get heated up by the radioisotopes, right? With the radioisotope, we get heated up, so that generates the heat. Other side is cooler. So what happens? Because of that, the flow of electrons take place. There is a current. It is not a fission reactor. It is not a fission reactor. Miniature small one is correct, but it's not fission. It does not split radioisotopes. कहाँ use होता है? NASA, American Space Agency, NASA use this kind of technology in satellites. Even rover, you know, red planet, Mars. NASA has landed number of rovers. तो जनरली सैटेलाइट या स्पेसक्राफ्ट या रोवर का सोर्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी क्या होता है? बैटरी होते हैं. और बैटरी किससे चार्ज होता है? सोलर एनर्जी, सोलर पावर. आपने देखा होगा सैटेलाइट स्पेसक्राफ्ट में सोलर पैनल लगे होते हैं. द प्राइमरी सोर्स ऑफ एनर्जी दैट कम फ्रॉम सनलाइट, चार्जिंग द सोलर पैनल एंड द बैटरी. बट लेट्स सपोज in the mission, space mission, sunlight is not there. Let's say the spacecraft is in some kind of planet or the moon, and because of some kind of condition there, sunlight is not enough. So solar panel will not get charged the battery. तो फिर वो काम कैसे करेगा उसका इंस्ट्रूमेंट और बाकी सारी चीजें? तो यू नीड अ बैकअप. तो आइदर बैटरी, फुली चार्ज बैटरी, तो बैटरी को भी आप कुछ समय के बाद डिस्चार्ज हो जाएगा. तो यू नीड अनदर टाइप ऑफ सोर्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. तो वहां पर RTG कैन बी यूज्ड, which will back up, will give the additional power, nuclear based power generation, but not fission. So NASA has been using this technology. So this is correct. RTGs are used for powering the onboard system of spacecraft. And very important one is NASA, American Space Agency. They are using this kind of a system there. Now third one, RTGs can use plutonium-238. So normal fission reaction, we generally use uranium-235. Plutonium is used mostly for weapon program, nuclear bomb. There we use plutonium. So plutonium-238, which is a byproduct of weapon development. So byproduct of weapon development, like in India, we have a breeder reactor. Breeder, second stage of nuclear power program of India is a breeder reactor, FBR, where we can generate plutonium from uranium-238. Uranium-238 कन्वर्ट इनटू प्लूटोनियम. तो ऐसे जो प्लूटोनियम जनरेट होता है ब्रीडर रिएक्टर से होता है, और वो प्लूटोनियम को एनरिच करके क्या करते हैं? एटम बॉम्ब बनता है, न्यूक्लियर वेपन्स. और सेम प्लूटोनियम 238 को एक्सट्रैक्ट करके वी कैन यूज इन RTG in terms of space program, right? So this is correct. 2 and 3 are correct, 1 is wrong, right? So here the answer will be, if you look at the options given here, इसका अगर ऑप्शन देखें हम तो 2 and 3 will be their answer. और इसमें वैसे ऑप्शन दिए हुए कि whether is a kind of option here, one can easily figure it out. You can see this one, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, 1, 2, 3. So the answer will be here 2 and 3. ठीक है, 2 and 3 there. अब ये क्वेश्चन वही सॉल्व कर सकता है जिसको पूरा पता है. If anybody has read about it, complete understanding, then only it can solve. Otherwise, it's not easy to solve. So that what you have to be careful while solving such questions here, right? Now let's moving on to the next one, science and technology question here about space astronomy. Consider the following statements. Statement 1, universe, and this is also linked with geography, astronomy and universe, our universe. You see here, giant stars live much longer than dwarf stars. Giant stars, dwarf stars. See, these are young stars. They have a lot of fuel. They have got higher fuel. What is the fuel here? Fusion. 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 Nuclear fusion. So hydrogen fused together to form helium. So our sun is a young star. Our sun in solar system is a yellow dwarf. Now, when this dwarf stars completely burn hydrogen, then after some times helium, then it forms carbon, nitrogen, all of this one. So the star has a phase which Subramaniam Chandrasekhar, who has worked out, who got the Nobel Prize for this sequence of stars, right? So there, this Chandrasekhar limit, if any star with mass more than 1.44 times mass of the sun will not become dwarf star, but will follow some other sequence. So generally what happens, the main sequence star, the star after consuming or burning the fuel becomes older and become a giant, right? They're giant. So giant star, if you see, these are old star which have more than 90% has burnt all its fuel. They're going to the fagging end of their life. And once all things are burned off, then you know that either it compress under this or explode supernova, or compress to become neutron star, pulsars, or compress further to become black holes. That's where the Subramanian Chandrasekhar, S. Chandrasekhar, has given that concept theory part. So giant stars live much longer. This is wrong. You read this in the geography also there, right? Now come to statement 2. Compared to dwarf stars, giant stars have a greater rate of nuclear reaction. It's true. Giant stars are burning its remaining fuel very fast, and very fast they use up their remaining fuel and then end up their life. यानी कि उसके जो बचे हुए जो भी ईंधन है जो न्यूक्लियर फ्यूजन में है बहुत कम बचा हुआ है, बड़े साइज का है, अब वो भी जल्दी खत्म कर रहा है वो, और जब खत्म हो जाएगा तो उसका लाइफ खत्म हो जाएगा, डेथ ऑफ द स्टार. या तो वो सुपरनोवा होगा, या तो बाकी जो डिपेंड करता है उसके कोर के मास पे, जो चंद्रशेखर लिमिट के अकॉर्डिंग है, तो वो हो सकता है न्यूट्रॉन स्टार बन जाए या ब्लैक होल बन जाए, है ना. तो ये चीज के लिए तो यहाँ पर ये चीज करेक्ट है, सेकंड शेड्यूल करेक्ट. So 1 is wrong, 2 is correct. So if you look at this option, so here 1 is incorrect, 2 is correct, right? So in this case, the answer will be very simply this one, C. Statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect, right? Now let's go to the next question here. Now biology question. Which one of the following is synthesized in human body that dilates blood vessel and increase the blood flow? पूरा complete factual है, either you know or you don't know. ये बायो बुक पे भी नहीं मिलेगा जल्दी. बहुत डेप्थ अंडरस्टैंडिंग जिसने पूरा उस लेवल पे पढ़ा हुआ है, BSc MSc level, then they will be able to figure out from human physiology. The correct answer is nitric oxide. What is correct answer here? Correct answer is A, NO. This is produced in the body which help in the dilation of the blood, heart and the blood and all this. Biology, you know, most of the students, they neglect biology. और ये मैं हर बार बोलता हूँ. And I was taking the class of APTI PLUS in Bhubaneswar, and I told that general science you cannot neglect. That's the foundation. And biology becomes very, very important. Right? You have to read NCERT book. NCERT is a must. NCERT किताब को पढ़ना बहुत जरूरी है ना, नहीं तो ऐसे क्वेश्चन आपके हाथ से निकल जाएंगे. So here answer is A. Right? Answer is A here. So now moving on, let's go to the next question here. So 33 question and 34 question. Now look at here. Where we use radar. You know radar there. Radars are what? Radio detection and ranging. And what radar use? Electromagnetic waves, like particularly radio waves, microwaves, right? But when you say electromagnetic wave, is not only the radio wave, microwave, but also can be used light, laser, laser, light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Right? तो यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन है आइडेंटिफिकेशन ऑफ नार्कोटिक्स, drugs like cocaine on passengers at airport or in aircraft. So you have a laser gun, right? Laser based device. What is radar? Radio detection. That is a kind of a reflection, echo. Through that one can find out. See, एक होता है scanning machine होता है. In metro station and airport you have seen the scanning machine which scan the baggage. तो वहाँ पे image होता है, वो अलग technology है. That is a separate technology which is scan to see the things inside. वो अलग technology है. That is not radar. They is simply scanner. They are not radar. Scanner generate image, photographs. Radar is what? Radar does not generate image. Radar image generate नहीं करता है. Radar is only the wave which goes and bounce back. You know the location, distance, speed. That is find out from radar. Normally where we use radar? Weather science, meteorology, space science. Now military technology, Air Force, Army and all this one. But nowadays forest department using technologies like drone, the radar to track animal movement, elephants and all this. So this one, monitoring of precipitation, rainfall, meteorological application. That is correct, right? Tracking the migration of animal movement, let's say for example elephants and all, this is correct. Now narcotics and all, this is also correct. If you do Google search, कई बार यूपीएससी में ऐसे क्वेश्चन होते हैं जो कुछ नए टेक्नोलॉजी होते हैं, जो न्यू एमर्जिंग टेक्नोलॉजी होता है, जहां पर उसका इवोल्यूशन हुआ है और कहीं वर्ल्ड लेवल पे उसका रिसर्च चल रहा है, some scientific research that is based on that question is asked. So here that kind of scientific research based kind of new type of technology which evolved from radar technology. Which technology? Radar technology, which can be used in that case then, right? तो वहां से ऐसे क्वेश्चंस उठा के पूछ रहे हैं. So here the answer will be all three, right? All of this you can search Google and try to get into the part of this narcotics part. You will find that there can be used, right? See, radar means does not mean only radio detection and ranging and only heavy radio waves. It can be any electromagnetic waves there, right? So all three are the answer. Now moving on, science and technology question, defense question, very simple one. And this I discuss in the classroom. ये क्लास में जब भी मैं मिलिट्री टेक्नोलॉजी पढ़ाता हूँ, मैं इतना डिटेल में डिफेंस टेक्नोलॉजी क्लास में पढ़ाता हूँ, हार्डली कोई टीचर पढ़ाता होगा. आई बीन टीचिंग सो मच and in my science and technology book, I have the science and technology book from Oak Bridge publication. I have got environment book from GKP Access publication. और हर साल मेरे बुक से क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं. And I've been telling all the time that to the student that please read that. But nowadays, students have lost the habit of reading books. उनको लगता है कोई compilation मिल जाए, current affairs मिल जाए, बस पढ़ लिया, एग्जाम पास हो जाएंगे. That is not going to help you out. So my dear students who are going to appear next year and those who appeared this year and going to fail the exam, please open your eyes, read books, geography, history, economy, polity, whatever subject books are there, please try to read that. So my book in science and technology from Oak Bridge publication is available in the market. And please go through, and every year from that book science tech questions are being asked. Even I have given this in my chapter of defense technology there. और ये मैं क्लास में डिस्कस भी करता हूँ, फाइटर जेट के बारे में, हेलीकॉप्टर के बारे में, सबमरीन, सोनार, रडार सिस्टम, मिसाइल्स, ये सब मैं डिस्कस करता हूँ. So now if you look at the question, Rafale, Rafale is from France, Dassault Aviation. Then MiG-29 is from Russia, Mikovin Gruvich. कई बार मैं handout देता हूँ, I give handout to the students. There also I have given this kind of handouts. Then coming Tejas, MK1, light combat aircraft Tejas by HAL, indigenous fighter jet by India. और कई बार मैं क्लास में बताता भी हूँ कि LCA Tejas built by India is 4.5 generation, advanced than 4th generation, but less than 5th generation. 5th generation fighter craft has got stealth technology. India does not have FGFA, 5th generation fighter aircraft. right? Our Tejas is a 4.5. Rafale, 36 Rafale we have bought from France is again advanced than 4th generation, but not 5th generation. MiG is the 3rd to 4th generation. MiG 21 we have retired. MiG 29, these are the 3rd to 4th generation. Direct question, which a student has read, और मैं हर बार कहता हूँ कि defense question will be direct, factual. There is no concept. Mostly is the memorization. Here all three are correct. Answer will be all three. Simple question has been asked, which the students who have read in the classroom, have read the book, will be able to solve this question. And all three are correct here. So please try to read books there. Science and technology becomes very, very dynamic in that way. So now let's go to the next question here. Now hydrogel. Hydrogel and use in medical science, even the use in the nuclear science based hydrogel generation part from the bark, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, I have given in my book. Now let's look at the question here. Question here. In which of the following are hydrogels used? Application based question. The gelatin kind of material, hydrogel, which contain watery kind of material, semi-fluid kind of material. Controlled drug delivery in patient, correct. Mobile air conditioning system, mobile phone, get sometimes heated up, right? Battery charging or heated up. You have a pad, and sometimes they are using hydrogel, which can absorb the heat. Laptop, which get heated up. So again, you have a pad which having hydrogel to absorb the heat. Second is also correct. Third, preparation of industrial lubricant. Lubricants used in industries, nowadays they are using hydrogels, right? So all three are correct. All three are applications of hydrogel. And the answer will be here 1, 2, 3. D as an answer. D for Delhi. Simple questions, right? This is what has been UPSC has asked the question. Again, very simple question, bonus question. इसको बोलते हैं bonus question. आंख बंद करके आंसर मार्क करना. Right? See here. Which one of the following is the exhaust pipe? Question 37. Which one of the following is the exhaust pipe emission from fuel cell, electric vehicle, right? Powered by hydrogen. Today we are now having electric vehicle EVs, and now hydrogen fuel cell technology based. This has come in the market. And when you use hydrogen fuel cell technology electric vehicle, so what happens in this case? They use hydrogen gas, which is combined with oxygen gas to produce water. Right, hydrogen and oxygen by solution and with the membrane. So there is a reaction to produce electron that get current, charging up the battery. By electric propulsion, the car moves on the road. Even now, hydrogen powered bus has been made, hydrogen powered train has been made, and this concept I have discussed so many times in the classroom. Even Coradia Island, hydrogen powered this fuel cell technology based passenger train in Germany is the first in the world. Even Mahindra company has made bus using hydrogen fuel cell. So what is the production here? Water vapor. When hydrogen burn with oxygen, water vapor. Simple question. The answer is D here. Not hydrogen peroxide, not hydronium, not oxygen. Answer is D. Simple question here. Right? So now moving on. So this is see, that's what say today when you look at these questions, they are all easy, right? You can easily solve such kind of question there. Now moving on to the next question here. Now look at here. Again with the geography, again with the energy, and also with the environment part. Hydropower technology, science and technology, new technology here. What is asked recently? The term pumped storage hydropower. See here, pumped storage hydropower is actually and appropriately used, discussed in the context which one of the following. And now this question is from PIB, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change with MNRE, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. We have been implementing this particular technology in India, pumped storage hydropower. इसमें ये होता है कि जो river होता है, from the river we create a reservoir, we generate a reservoir, and then from river water we can pump and store the water. This is called open. This is called open kind of open system there. Pumped storage hydropower. And second, closed system. What is closed system? In the closed system, we use one reservoir and another reservoir, and we pump it. There is one reservoir at a height, and there is another reservoir at the bottom. Two reservoirs are there, and we can use for the pumping. And again, this can come down. Now this is a closed cycle, closed system. So we can pump lower reservoir, lower and above. So we can pump from lower to higher to create a potential energy storage. And when the from higher to it comes lower, it produces electricity. Right? Potential energy to kinetic energy to electrical energy. This is a closed cycle. Now if you look at the option, irrigation of terraced crop field, irrigation part is wrong. Lift irrigation, you lift canal, you know that, cereal crops and all. So it is also wrong. C is the correct answer. Long duration energy storage. Through such kind of reservoirs, open and close, we store the energy. And when there is a lean season, summer, where we require electricity, this can be used to provide electricity, power generation. And particularly this type of system where we can use, where we have a solar power, wind power, and we don't have continuous power generation. So we can back up the break in between, gaps in between, in terms of solar power and wind power. We can back up with this kind of a pumped hydropower technology. जहाँ सोलर पावर वगैरह है, सोलर पावर चल रहा है, कई बार क्या होता है उतनी ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं हो पाती या कंटिन्यूअस नहीं होता है, तो हमें जब उसको कंटिन्यूअस करना होता है तो ऐसे जो पंप स्टोरेज हाइड्रो पावर टेक्नोलॉजी है वो एडिशनल पावर सप्लाई कर सकता है, गैप को फिल कर सकता है, तो उसका लॉन्ग स्टोरेज टाइप में काम आता है और कभी लीन सीजन वगैरह हम यूज कर सकते हैं. रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग सिस्टम, इट इज ऑल्सो नॉट देयर. सो आंसर इज सी. राइट, इसका आंसर क्या है? सी आंसर है. The answer is C here. So it is based on the current affairs, PIB update. So PIB again becomes very very important from science and technology perspective, right? तो ये बड़ा अच्छा क्वेश्चन था. That's what I discussed that with the concept here. और ऐसे चीजों को पढ़ते रहना है. कहीं ना कहीं न्यूज में मतलब आपको डेली करंट अफेयर्स को ज्यादा फोकस करना है. कंपाइलेशन जो लास्ट आता है वो अलग चीज है, बट डेली करंट अफेयर्स यू शुड ऑलवेज गिव वेटेज टू दैट, राइट? नाउ लेट्स गो टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन हियर. Question 39. Membrane bioreactors are often discussed in the context of what? So, it's a very simple question. It's a wastewater treatment technology. Sewage, you know, sewage. Or sometimes, you know, effluents जो होते हैं factories or industries. But particular sewage here, municipal sewage, wastewater जो होता है. They use this kind of a membrane technology. See, whenever you use bioreactor, bioreactors are used here to treat the biological organic matter present in the sewage, and they use this kind of membrane technology. Nowadays nanomembranes are used, and nanomembrane का use करते हैं to filter the waste material. Wastewater treatment plant में there are primary, secondary, tertiary. So there in the case of filtration and all this part, this kind of fine pore of membranes are used. That's what is given here, membrane bioreactors. So very key word is bioreactors. Sometimes we use bioreactors in fermentation technology, where we use fermentation is for making vaccines, for making antibiotics, for making recombinant hormones like insulin. We use biological reactors. Even for biofuel, you know, biofuel, bioethanol, biodiesel, we use bioreactors. वो अलग टेक्नोलॉजी है, that is a separate technology. So many of the students will get confused with the word bioreactor. But it is asking a very different type of technology. Membrane one. कई बार membrane से people may think this nanotechnology, but again what is given a drug delivery. Although this membrane can be nano material, but it is not for drug delivery, it is for cleaning of wastewater. That's what this becomes wrong. Assisted reproduction technology, you know, ART is what? IVF, in vitro fertilization, test tube baby. वहाँ bioreactor use नहीं करते, is outrightly it is wrong. Vaccine production technology में bioreactor use किया जाता है, but not the membrane bioreactors. The stirring type of bioreactor, stirring, used for stirring up the solution and all this, and part of the growth of the fermenters जो होता है. This is also wrong. So answer is here D as an answer, wastewater. Right? So that is answer here. So 39 answer is D. Alright. So I am giving you all the explanation part, but again remember that what have been asked in UPSC exam, they will not be repeated the next year. UPSC will ask always the new questions. Right? Let's move on to the next one. This one. Again, sustainable aviation fuel. Agriculture residue, like you know that rice husk, right? Coconut shell, groundnut shell, bagasse from sugarcane, very crushed bagasse. All these are organic in nature. Corn grain, you know, makka, maize, corn, food grain there. Wastewater treatment sludge. When we do the wastewater treatment sludge, which is left after biological treatment sludge, which is organic in nature. Wood mill waste, wood mill, sawmill, from the wood, that waste material is there. Which of these can be used as a feedstock? That means as a fuel, as a feedstock for producing sustainable aviation fuel. What is aviation fuel? Which is used in the aeroplane. You know, biofuel. Nowadays, biofuel being talked about. Spice Jet airline from Dehradun to New Delhi. It was in the news, right, 3-4 years back. The first flight from Dehradun to Delhi by Spice Jet used biofuel aviation fuel. Biofuel, which is made from organic matter. Sustainable, long term. All of this. Here, answer will be all of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. इसका जो answer होगा, D answer. इसका answer C होगा. What is C? 1, 2, 3, 4. All of this. Biofuel part of, right? Which you can use in the aeroplane, right? That so C is an answer. C for Chennai. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now moving on, question 48. ये मैंने class में whenever I discuss new emerging technology and ICT part like AI, robotics, right, big data, ये सब topics में class में science tech में discuss करता हूँ. I discuss all this, blockchain technology and all this, and I discuss this also, metaverse, and it was there in the news for last 2 years. Even I show them the image and the videos also in my classes. They are always there part of it. अब मैं कई बार कहता हूँ कि मेरी याद आएगी एग्जाम के हॉल में कि whatever I am teaching, questions come in the exam, and it's given in my book also there. So if you look at here, which one of the following words, phrases is most appropriately used in to denote, inverted commas are given, an interoperable network of 3D, three-dimensional virtual worlds that can be accessed simultaneously by millions of users who can exert property rights over virtual items. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, metaverse. Metaverse is a kind of a technology which is based on VR, virtual reality. That means you can use this meta set. I can use it, you can use it, all of you can, like many people can use this metaverse device, and they can come into a virtual world, and that virtual world can be designed. It can be a classroom, it can be a city, town, space, whatever. We can design that particular environment, and then each one of us as avatar, our digital avatar, can come into that virtual world. Whatever we see, that visual, whatever we say, audio, right, as you are behaving here in your real life, physical, all of you who are doing there, same you will be doing in that kind of virtual environment of metaverse. You will have a room, house, building, car, mobile phone, all will be virtual, and you can possess it. Just like today in the physical world we possess object, you can possess virtual object in the metaverse. So this all have now become reality. It is a concept of AR, VR, extended reality, where many people can come together in that particular environment, create a new type of environment, and can discuss, can interact with each other, just like real life. That is called metaverse. है ना, इसको कहते हैं metaverse कहते हैं. तो इसका आंसर होगा metaverse, not the big data. Answer big data. What is big data? Is a data analysis where the data is voluminous. ये मैं क्लास में कई बार पढ़ाता हूँ मैं, that whenever I take the topic, when we have to analyze, store, analyze voluminous data set, that is data analytics, that is big data. It has nothing to do with the virtual world. Here the thing is that 3D virtual world. This is wrong. Big data analytics is part of analytics where we manage or work on the large data set to get some outcome. Cryptography is not the cryptography we can use for encoding security, like encoding data for security system, right? Virtual matrix is also wrong. We use in the case of extended reality or sometimes video gaming and all. The correct answer is the metaverse. So this one 48, the answer is metaverse. C as an answer. Simple question, bonus question. आंख बंद करके कोई इसको मार्क करके 2 marks gain कर सकता है. One can easily get the 2 marks. So this is a very simple question which was asked in the exam. And ये मैंने predict किया था. This I have already predicted in my classes there. There the questions can be asked in the exam. If you can go to my class notes, all the students of APTI Plus or wherever I have taught, if you have seen your notes, you will be able to find it out there. So moving on, let's go to the next one. Now look at here. Environment question, question 19. According to the Environment Protection Agency EPA, which one of the following is the largest source of sulfur dioxide emission? Following is the largest source of SO2 emission. Locomotives like vehicles burning petrol, diesel, ships using fossil fuel like maritime shipping industry, extraction of metals from ores, metallurgy, power plants using fossil fuels, right? This is the correct answer. See, all of this A, B, C, D, all release carbon emission, greenhouse gases. All of these release sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide, you know, exhaust pipe. They release from the petrol, diesel and all this one. Because today we add petrol to sulfur to petrol. Ships also fossil fuel. Again, this exhaust. And extraction of metals like, you know, smelting. There's something called smelting. I have discussed this in the classroom also, smelting. Copper smelting and all. Again, SO2 will get released. But the question is that largest, maximum. Power plants, you know, thermal power plant, TPP. Worldwide, maximum power generation is based on fossil fuels, coal, koila, and natural gas. Burning of coal and natural gas to generate heat, right? That can convert water into steam, steam to turbine generator and electricity. Worldwide, global level, right? Most of these power plants, thermal power plants, based on coal and natural gas, fossil fuels, generate highest amount of sulfur dioxide gas, which cause acid rain. And acid rain का form होता है. Very simple question from environment. Acid rain, sulfur dioxide emission. Although now looking into Paris Agreement and climate change action plan worldwide, countries are shifting from thermal power plant to solar power, wind power, renewable power. But this is source here, right? ये source है यहाँ पर. तो इसका D answer है, very simple answer D. D for Delhi, right? तो ये simple सा question है जो कि students can easily get marks here, right? So now let's move on to the next one. Question number 92. Right, consider the following statements. Now, 2 statements given here. Now, this question is linked with Indian economy also. I'll explain here. Now, science, tech, environment, and economy. 3 applied area comes. Statement 1: India does not import apples from the United States of America. Now, this is wrong. September last year restricted import duty on this apples from USA. That was removed by the government. What was in the headline, current news from economic point of view? That this demand of this apples from the USA, and there was restricted or restrictive, that prohibitive import duty. So September last year, the government removed this duty, and that demand surge in the market of this American apples in the market. You will see in the apple that in the market you will find that. Normally apples come from Himachal Pradesh. In India we also produce in agriculture, horticulture apples there. But there comes into. Now what is another? Now you see science tech environment. Statement 2. In India, the law prohibits the import of genetically modified food, GM food. Genetically modified food, GM food, import without approval of the competent authority. In India, the law prohibits the import of genetically modified food without the approval of the competent authority. तो जिन्होंने क्लास में पढ़ा है, ये मैं क्लास में पढ़ाता भी हूँ, कार्टाजेना प्रोटोकॉल, बायोसेफ्टी प्रोटोकॉल अंडर CBD, कार्टाजेना प्रोटोकॉल, GMOs, LMOs. क्लास में हम लोग ये बायोटेक्नोलॉजी पढ़ते हैं, मॉडर्न बायोटेक्नोलॉजी, GMOs, ट्रांसजेनिक क्रॉप्स, BT कॉटन, राइट. नाउ रिसेंटली DMH11, धारा मस्टर्ड हाइब्रिड 11 मस्टर्ड वैरायटी. और उस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में मैंने क्लास में कई बार बताया भी है, GEAC. द कॉम्पिटेंट अथॉरिटी इज दिस वन, GEAC, Genetic Engineering Approval Committee, but now Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee, Review Committee. Appraisal is an expert of scientists who do the trials, biosafety trials according to Cartagena Protocol. India is signatory to that. बायोसेफ्टी का इवैल्यूएशन किया जाता है हर एक लेवल पे, जो कि कार्टाजेना प्रोटोकॉल दिया हुआ है, उसको हम स्टडी करते हैं, फील्ड ट्रायल वगैरह करते हैं. और GEAC जो साइंटिस्ट के ग्रुप है, वो रेकमेंड करता है कि क्या हम इसको मार्केट में लाएं या नहीं लाएं, whether we should bring to the market such GMOs. That is done after doing the proper biosafety evaluation. And this GEAC derive the power, इसका जो power है, that comes from GM rules 1989. GEAC का जो ड्यूटी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी पावर्स है हमारे देश में, क्या लॉ इज ऑलवेज द बेस देयर. So GEAC has been formed and derived powers from genetically modified GM rules 1989. Now you know the rules are notified under Act, Central Act, Parliamentary Act. Now this rule, GM rules 1989, has been notified under Environment Protection Act 1986. We have an umbrella law in the country, Environment Protection Act 1986. If we don't have any provision other laws, central government under section 3 of Environment Protection Act 1986 notify the rules for protection of environment. E-waste, biomedical waste, solid waste, plastic waste, whatever. Even the GM, genetic modified crops, food regulation, we have come out with GM rules, right? And under that the body is the GEAC. So statement 2 is correct. Even GM food which we import from outside, there should be proper label so that consumer like me and you can identify from the label that this is GM food. Even India, see in India right now we have only one GM, that is called BT cotton. We are growing BT cotton, Bacillus thuringiensis, bacterial gene into the cotton. Now government want to bring into the market a GM food called DMH11 mustard. सरसों का जो तेल बनता है, ऑयल है, खाना भी खाया जाता है, तो DMH11 को लाया जा रहा है. उसके लिए अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट में मामला चल रहा है. Many of the NGOs are against such kind of introduction of GM food. So if DMH11 comes to the market, this will be the first Indian GM food. Otherwise, what we are growing right now, BT cotton. BT cotton. That is not a food. BT cotton is a cotton, textile, garments. है ना? तो वहाँ पर, but import like Europe, US and all, they use this kind of GM food and import to India. So statement 2 is correct. Statement 1 is wrong. ये जो word है, do not import, that is wrong. Government is allowed. So statement 1 is incorrect, 2 is correct. So what will be answer here? Statement, this answer is D. D for Delhi. Statement 1 is incorrect and statement 2 is correct. पहला गलत है, दूसरा सही है. D इसका आंसर है. ठीक है? Very simple question is there. अगर किसी ने करंट अफेयर्स पढ़ रखा है, can easily get the answer here, right? So now I'll go to the next question here. So the question number, this one from the set A, that is a 92, answer is D. D as an answer. Now let's look at the 96 question 96. Again, this is a based on environment question, right? Environment question. They consider the following statements. Two statements have been given, right? Two statements here. Consider the following two statements here. So let me read out here. The European Parliament has approved the Net Zero Industry Act recently. Current affairs. Daily current affairs. If you have been following. So European Commission, European Commission. European Union has a body called European Commission. And they have a parliament, European Parliament has brought this Net Zero Industry Act, is correct. You know that under Paris Agreement, right? Paris Agreement 2050, all countries have to become net zero. Although India has taken a grace period of 20 years more, India will become net zero by 2070. But worldwide net zero by mid of the century under Paris Agreement. Now in Europe is suffering with the climate change impacts. So Europe, what is Europe is there? They have a target of 2050 and they do it through law. They have an act. In India, we don't have climate change act, but European countries, they have act. What is net zero? Whatever release emission should be balanced by capture. Clean technology. We have to promote transport, energy, power, agriculture, industry, clean technology, which can capture CO2, greenhouse gases, carbon, methane, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, all other kind of gases. In that case, what is their objective under this act? European countries will invest in doing R&D, research and development, and developing clean technologies in their countries, in Europe, manufacturing such clean technologies, and that clean technology will be going outside Europe also. Let's say to developing countries or other countries, they can use such clean technology. That is going to create a market for European countries of such kind of a clean technology, which will be used worldwide to reduce carbon emission, greenhouse gas emission. And for that, they will going to invest, the governments of Europe going to invest in R&D, research and development, to develop such kind of clean, climate-friendly technologies. This is under Paris Agreement. So statement 1 is correct. Now look at statement 2. The European Union intends, that is their objective, aims to achieve carbon neutrality by 2040 and therefore aims to develop all of its own clean technology by that time. Such kind of questions sometimes have facts, important facts you have to be aware of. और कई बार वहां को फैक्ट नहीं पता है, इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट नहीं मालूम है, तो गलती होने के चांसेस ज्यादा होते हैं. दिस इज रॉन्ग. The ultimate aim is 2050, mid of the century. But Paris Agreement, under Paris Agreement, now Paris Agreement is this one, 2021 to 2030. Even India has committed NDC, nationally determined contributions. और ये सब मैं क्लास में पढ़ाता हूँ. I teach all this concept in the classroom. So even India has a commitment to go for reduction of almost around 40-45% by 2030. European Union want to reduce carbon emission by 55%. How much? 55% by 2030. And then from 2031 to 40, they will again reduce by 35 to 40%. And finally from 2041 to 2050, they reduce 10%. That means coming to net zero gradually. ये उनका प्लान है कि वो फेज मैनर में ऐसे धीरे धीरे अपने एमिशंस को कम करता जाएगा. ठीक है, तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट इनिशिएटिव है यूरोपियन यूनियन का. सो 2040 गलत है. पहला जो टारगेट ईयर है 2030, 2030 this. Then they will scale up with 2040 and then finally to 2050. ठीक है, 2040 गलत है. So 1 is correct, 2 is wrong. That means 1 is correct, this is wrong. Why? 2040. Objective is all right. Carbon neutrality, clean technology, all this. So this is wrong here. So 1 is correct, 2 is incorrect. So your statement 1 is correct and 2 is incorrect. C as an answer. Okay? So that's what I have discussed in this session, the most appropriate answers. But the most important thing is the approach. You should know how to approach such kind of questions. कहाँ से पूछा जा रहा है, कैसे पूछा जा रहा है, ये भी जानना बहुत जरूरी है. PIB है, वेबसाइट्स है, UN के साइट है, जो कॉन्सेप्ट आप क्लास में पढ़ते हो, बुक्स वगैरह जो है. So all of you can take my environment book, my science tech book, my agriculture book. They're in the market. And believe me, this is going to help you out. And also APTI PLUS. APTI PLUS IAS Gyan. Right? If you take here IAS Gyan, so that is a very, very important here. And APTI PLUS का जो IAS Gyan आता है, this APTI PLUS daily current affairs, you'll find this one, IAS Gyan. There's a magazine also there, right? And you have daily current affairs, and not only daily current affairs have topics from Hindu and Indian Express, but also PIB, right? Yojana, government scheme and program there. Then you know that websites, government websites, UN websites, plus what is very important, books, standard books, reference books. So one is this one, Science and Technology, from inception to advancement. Every year the questions are being asked from there. It's from Oak Bridge publication. Is available online, and you can, even the booksellers also have. Then here, Environment and Ecology, a dynamic approach. It's a multicolor book, and the 4th edition is there. So this is the 3rd edition, 3rd revised edition is there. This is the 4th edition. And for agriculture, there is a 360-degree approach. Now this book is for general studies wherever agriculture comes, geography, economy and all things. Approach to agriculture. Even historical part is also given. You know that right from prehistory till modern India, agriculture has been the part of the rule and all these things. 360-degree approach to agriculture. Now this is by Disha publication. So from geographical perspective, we have a unit there. Economics, again agriculture comes. Even environment, disaster management, science and technology, international aspect, ethical aspect, everything is given in this 360-degree approach to agriculture from this publication. And 3 to 4 questions are being asked in agriculture every year, right? In prelims exam, at the same time, you have 3 to 4 questions minimum, I'm saying, in the main exam, mains answer writing part also. So don't miss this book, 360-degree approach to agriculture, Disha publication. ये पतली सी बुक है, आप जरूर उसको पढ़ें. And environment book I have already mentioned, and also the science and technology book. And for current affairs and all this, you can follow IAS Gyan, APTI Plus magazine, daily current affairs, and IAS Gyan. Plus you have the part of class notes, printed notes, right? Whatever provided by the printed notes by the APTI Plus, right? To provide you the printed booklet, the printed booklet of science and technology, environment by APTI Plus. Instead provide you the printed books, right, which you use with the class notes as a supplement to revise basic concepts. And it's not only environment and science and technology, but also in geography, economy, history, all subjects. The first you have to build your foundation, then the next current, and then advanced areas, right? So that you have to build up the approach here, which I have just mentioned here. I hope that from APTI Plus and from my side, whatever efforts we have done to make you understand through the solution of the questions there, right, you are able to understand that. At the same time, you are able to go through such kind of things from the books and also the materials of APTI Plus, including the IAS Gyan current affairs. So I will be taking the leave from here, and you will have other subject discussion by other faculties of APTI Plus. So I'm really thankful to APTI Plus for taking this initiative, and I wish all aspirants like you should succeed in your exam. Right? तो सफलता आपको मिलेगी, बस धैर्य के साथ और सही दिशा में मेहनत करते जाना है। APTI Plus आपके साथ में है, कुछ भी डाउट हो, कोई भी क्वेरी हो, आप कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं, और बाकी जितने फैकल्टीज हैं उनके आप डिस्कशन आप देख सकते हैं। सो आई एम रियली वेरी थैंकफुल टू ऑल ऑफ यू फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो, एंड विल मीट सून। थैंक यू, बेस्ट ऑफ लक टू ऑल दोज हु आर क्वालिफाइंग दिस ईयर प्रीलिम्स एग्जाम, जिनका इस बार एग्जाम अच्छा गया है, हु विल बी राइटिंग मेंस एग्जाम। तो आई विश देम ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर देयर मेंस। Right, for the mains also you can join APTI Plus as the mentorship program and other mains answer writing program of APTI Plus, that also you can join and inquire about that. At the same time, those who are not able to qualify this year, although they have given, don't give up, है ना, हौसला बनाए रखना है, हिम्मत नहीं हारना है। आपने इस साल परीक्षा दिया, आपने प्रयास किया, और जो भी फैक्टर है जिससे आपका नहीं हुआ है, तो आपको टूटना नहीं है, आपको खड़ा होना है, राइज ऑफ अ फिनिक्स। और अगले साल जो कमी है उसको पूरा करते हुए अगले साल आपको आईएएस बनना है। दैट मीन वॉट एवर वीकनेसेस यू हैड, you just work on that, improve on that for this coming year, so that next year you are the one to become a civil servant, right? Prepare mains exam just like that you are going to give mains exam, right? Although you are not qualifying the prelims. At the same time, those who are the beginners who are going to appear 2025 2026, जो अभी तैयारी कर रहे हैं, बिगिनर्स हैं, जो 2025-26 उसके बाद में देंगे, उन सभी स्टूडेंट्स को मेरा ये कहना है कि अभी अपने फाउंडेशन को, नींव को स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाओ। बिलीव मी, इफ योर सब्जेक्ट वाइज स्ट्रॉन्ग फाउंडेशन इज देयर and you have gone through all those kind of things there, you will be able to solve more than 50% question in the prelims exam and write good mains exam, और आपको कोई नहीं रोक पाएगा। NCERT, then coming to class, then advanced books, standard books, every subject, right? You will be able to qualify the exam, prelims, mains, and that will build your perspective for your interview, personality test. तो जो लोग बिगिनर्स हैं, आप सब्जेक्ट को अच्छे से करो विद फुल कमांड, एवरीथिंग, कि 50% से ज्यादा क्वेश्चन सब्जेक्ट स्पेसिफिक होता है और आप कर सकते हो। करंट अफेयर डायनेमिक एरियाज होते हैं, ठीक है, ताकि जब भी आप दो, इस तरह से दो कि आपका एक बार में हो जाए, और संपूर्ण तरह के तरीका से तैयारी होना चाहिए, होलिस्टिक प्रिपरेशन, राइट? So this is what we are trying to do it, and this is what a teacher like me try to motivate you and give you the direction, ठीक है? तो चिंता करने की बात नहीं है, आप लगे रहो, आपको सफलता मिलेगा। विजयी भव। God bless you. All the best. Thank you. Thank you APTI Plus. Thank you all. Thank you.